Hey guys, welcome back. It is Tuesday, so I am wearing my, I am not wearing my Speedmaster. I am wearing my 1950s Timex automatic on a cheapest NATO straps strap. It's a black pearlon with a gold buckle to go along with the gold plated Timex with the satin dial. So this is a really awesome little watch. I gave about $25, $30 for it. The cheapest NATO strap was, I believe, $7. So the reason I'm wearing this, it's twofold. One is because Timex has re-released automatics, at least one automatic. They have released the little guy for $199, and it is the Timex Marlin. You can find it on the Timex website, but you cannot buy it on the Timex website because they released it in limited numbers and it is gone. They're going for $300 to $500 on eBay right now, which is just and so I had two questions for you guys. Do you think this is Timex's foray back into automatics? Do you think they're kind of putting feelers out to see if it's a justifiable investment, or do you feel like this is sort of just their way of bringing attention to themselves? Also, do you feel like little guys like this that are $20 or $30 at the moment are going to start climbing due to demand for a now unavailable watch? So leave that in the comments. I think it's really interesting. People email me at wristwatchaddiction@gmail, and they PM me all the time at wristwatch.addiction on Instagram, but I don't get very many comments. So we're gonna try to change that. I appreciate the comments. Please comment below. Please subscribe. It really does make me happy. I'm not doing this for any other reason but to kind of share my thoughts and views and, you know, entertain some people. And if I'm not entertaining anybody, if nobody's really watching, then what's the point? So I love the comments. Please subscribe so I know you guys are interested. Like if you liked it. Please down thumb it. Don't like it if you didn't like it, because I want that feedback as well. So anyway, let's get on with it. I'll roll a little short intro and then we'll talk about what we're going to talk about today, which is a state of the collection for 2017. It is mid-November. I figured, you know, I've never done a state of the collection, and I'm still not because I don't have an hour to dedicate to an upload today. But I am going to do a purchases of 2016, and I'm going to try to remember to do them in order, and I'll talk a little bit about each one, although most of them are on the channel already. We'll do a little catch up on that. So yeah, let's roll an intro and I'll see you in a second. Forgive me if these are a little out of order, as I didn't do a lot of research into, am I sure that's when I bought it? But I'm pretty sure. So the first one we'll talk about is my 1940s Omega. That's this guy here. So he is an interesting story. I was actually not looking for a watch, and I went into a local pawn shop, and I was looking for something else, and they didn't actually have what I was looking for, but they did have this little guy sitting next to a bunch of cheaper watches. This was the only luxury watch they had. It was the only vintage watch they had. It was very out of place. It was on its original strap, or at least it's strap from the 50s or 60s, possibly a replacement. I do still have that. But this little guy was priced well below what it should have been. So I made an offer, and they came down considerably. So I got this for a steal. Turns out to be the latest it could be is 1946. I'm still waiting for the extracts from Omega, and we'll learn more about that. I have been to the Omega boutique with this piece, and they did some research on the individual, on the case back. The case back, as you'll see in an earlier video, go back and look at that. The case back is a case back dedicated from a very interesting gentleman that I won't go into detail here, but makes this piece quite fantastic. And the case back was completely covered by the pricing when I originally picked it up, so it was an amazing surprise. It has been opened up. It is original. It is clean. It is beautiful, and I'm very, very lucky to have it. You can see that patina is just kind of amazing. But yeah, the Omega boutique. The gentleman that was doing the research, he got on the phone. He looked through his catalogs from the archives they have, and they believe this to be a custom dial, an original, like an order, like the individuals put in a special order to Omega. So if that holds true, that's pretty amazing. But it is a military watch, military dress watch, which is fantastic. So we're going to put that right there. I have replaced it. It's bracelet or strap that actually was on it. This is a Speedle strap. It is a ostrich, which is pretty cool. So the next one I can remember getting, and I may have these slightly out of order again. Next one I remember getting this year is this little guy. This is the Bulova or Bulova. Still don't know how to say that correctly. This is their Moonwatch re-edition, although it's not really a re-edition because the original was never actually produced in numbers. It was a one-off piece given to astronaut Dave Scott to fly with. As the story goes, he was issued a Speedmaster. The Speedmaster's crystal popped out and it was unusable, so he did his little jaunt on the moon wearing his Bulova custom chronograph, and which, by the way, sold at auction for an astounding amount. And Bulova kind of looked at that and said, maybe we should make these. So it's not 100% accurate. The original did not have a date window, but people like date windows. The movement is a high frequency quartz movement. It works excellently. The second hand is at 6. Those of you used to the Omega Speedmaster Moon Watch, the seconds will be at 9. So that's one difference. There's actually quite a few differences, but that's the one that throws some people. Is, oh, it's down there. Well, yes, it is down there. I have it on a NATO strap because the lug to lug width is quite long. It's almost 50 millimeters. So this works better for my little puny wrist. So the NATO also, I think, looks really good on it. So that was my second purchase. I actually purchased it from Watch You Seek, a gentleman that was, he said he, quote, did not connect with it. And I actually did not either at first, but I've fallen in love with it. Both great pieces. I think they complement each other, dress and racing, or more accurately, flight. And then my next piece was this little guy. And this little guy was sort of a happy little accident. I found a Walmart gift card. It was actually in an old wallet I had. I don't know when I was given it. I didn't think there was going to be anything left on it, and I checked, and there was $40 left on it, or actually $50 left on it. So I said, okay, what am I going to get? And so this is what I ended up getting. This is a Casio Duro. This is widely regarded as one of the best, if not the best, dive watch you can get for under $100. Certainly the best dive watch you can get for under $50. It is a quartz movement, as you see that tick tick of the second hand, but the second hand is quite bright. It does have a screw down crown. It does have a screw down case back. It does have a unidirectional bezel, dive bezel, and a date at 3. Works very well. It has a great waterproof or water resistance rating. This is a true dive watch for $50. And as you can see, the case is quite nice with some brushed accents and some polished accents. Done very well by Casio. If you guys don't have one of these little guys, I would recommend you pick it up. It's sub $50 anywhere, and it runs completely accurately. I can pretty much set every watch to this watch without even checking with my phone or computer to see that it's accurate, and it will be accurate to nearly the second. This thing is very good. So we're gonna, whoops, almost dropped it. We're gonna put it here as the third piece I picked up this year. And then we're gonna revisit Omega. The fourth piece I picked up was this little guy right here. As the Speedy Tuesday sort of caught the attention of Instagram and the watch world, I really kind of wanted one, but immediately missed out. And one of my friends had mentioned, since I was looking at a Speedmaster to purchase, that maybe I should look at this one. This is a Japanese edition from the 90s, 92 to 98 to be exact. The 95 to 98 models have this movement, which is a modified Valjoux movement done by Omega. I really connected with this piece almost immediately. I really wanted the black dial with the polished bezel, but I was sort of talked into this one by Scott over at Scott Keeps Time on Instagram. And I was like, okay, I think you're right. He sent me a mock-up of this with the Speedy Tuesday white and black NATO, and I was sold. Just immediately sold. So I searched a few of these out. I lost a few in bidding. I ended up finding a Japanese seller that had one of these, because these were Japanese only editions. So there's a lot in Japan. I had a Japanese seller that was working with me. I had it down to a price I was happy with, and then I found another US seller that had two. And one I actually liked a little better, so I asked him if he would match that, and so I could keep it within the U.S. And he said he would. And then he actually sent me the wrong watch, which actually at first I was very upset because this bezel was not in good condition at all. It was really beat up here. It was really beat up down here. The numbers were gone. Were all faded off, which, you know, most people would have said, leave it. It looks great, leave it. And it actually did look very cool as far as a vintage piece, but I was gonna send it back. I was gonna say, hey, send me the other one. But being my history in the vintage and antique world, I said, all right, I'm gonna restore this piece. I'm gonna go against what most people would do, and I'm gonna restore this bezel. And that's what I did, and I think it turned out quite nice. Most of the people that said don't do it turned around and said, okay, you're right, that looks fantastic. Did it hurt the resale? I don't know. Don't care, because I will never let go of this guy. It's just awesome. I've got it on a aftermarket buckle and strap. This is a buckle off of eBay, and the strap is again from Cheapest NATO Straps, because honestly they just do really good work for the price they are. So and this is a quick release strap too, so really cool. But I love this thing. They're climbing in price, so if you want one of these, I suggest you pick it up fairly quickly. Lowest I'm seeing now is around $1,400 or $1,500. I'm seeing them up to $26, $28, although I think that's a little high. But great piece, definitely recommend it. Very, very happy with it, and honestly, it might be my favorite watch. So then we'll move to this little guy who's a little hard to get and fairly expensive. Battery is already dead. I'll have to replace that probably today actually, but this is a Bulova Space View from 1971, which I picked this specific one up because it is my birth year. Oh, by the way, this also was the original was flown in 1971. So another reason I had to have this watch. But anyway, this is a 1971 Space View. You can see it is a bubbled crystal with the indices printed on the crystal. This one is in fantastic condition. This gentleman restores them and also services them. So if I ever need it serviced, he will service it as well. And I'll try to give you a link to some of these in the description section. But I don't have a lot to say about this watch. It has a small hum when it is running, which I wish it was running right now so I could show you. I honestly haven't worn it in a while and did not realize that it wasn't running until I was about to make this video. But just a fantastic piece with a lot of history. Really glad I picked it up. I picked it up below retail, as with all these. Actually, even the Duro I got a little cheaper. But anyway, this is a great piece. I'm really happy I have it. It wears quite small, just like the Timex that I have on at the moment. But the history with the space program and Bulova, they used a good percentage, I think 60 or 70% of the machines that were used on the moon used a Bulova technology. So very, very cool history on that one. I love it as well. And last but not least, what I picked up just pretty recently was this Strella Seconda. This also has some moon heritage, this time from the Soviet Union, the USSR. This was a cosmonaut piece. One almost identical to this was flown in 1978. And then these were discontinued in also 1978 or 79. This piece is a slightly earlier model. I got this from a gentleman who owns quite a large collection of these and restores them as well. This was his B collection. So he has an A collection, which are almost perfect. And then he has a B collection, and he was sending his son to university. So he had decided to sell his B collection. And quite frankly, his B collection is every bit as good as my A collection. It's just amazing. He has something like 27 of these. This specific one I got a really good deal on. It came on a Bond strap from the 60s, kind of a mocha brown. And honestly, I love original straps, but they make me very nervous. Even the Bond, which I know is not going to come loose here, I was concerned it might come loose here. So I've replaced it. This is a what is this? This is also a cheapest NATO straps, NATO. So I have a few straps on the way. I am gonna update the bund, put it back on a bund in a new version. I have a couple of weathered nubuck, or actually weathered suede straps, NATOs on the way. And when they get here, one will definitely go on this one. But yeah, this is a movement in this is actually a Soviet movement. It was actually watch parts and machinery were purchased from two defunct watch companies from the Depression and shipped over to Russia. And they used that. They wanted to have an all-Russian watch, and because of being able to pick up those movements and those machines, they were able to do that. You know, this watch has been sometimes been described as sort of archaic or you know, clunky, but you know, it got the cosmonauts into space. It got them back safely. It had over a decade of flight time. So, you know, I think that's the wrong word for it. I think maybe fantastic is a better word. So, and you can see there it does have some patina as well, but very happy with it as well. Let's go this way. So those are my 6 watches. And I'll move those in here. This is my 2017 so far. And we still have a little while before 2017 is over. But that is my current 2017 collection. A 1940s Omega military dress watch in solid gold. A Bulova moon watch re-edition of a watch flown by Dave Scott and worn on the moon. A Casio Duro, absolutely the best $50 dive watch in my opinion, and one of the best watches you can get for under $100 in my opinion. A Japan exclusive 1990s Speedmaster date automatic. I didn't mention it was an automatic, from Japan originally. That is probably my favorite watch. A Bulova Space View, my birth year watch from 1971, in amazing condition, and a Strella Seconda Soviet cosmonaut watch from the late 60s, early 70s. That's my 2017 collection, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it, and next time we'll get back to talking about more specific pieces. But you know, people had asked about my collection. I thought I would do a 2017 update. We'll add to that probably. I am definitely wanting a Speedmaster Professional mid-size from the 90s, or 2000s, sorry. The Bond watch, but mid-size. I'm also wanting an Omega Geneve Dynamic right now, so we'll see what pans out. But in the interim, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Don't forget to subscribe so you can get updates. I update every Tuesday unless something crazy comes up. So we'll see you next Tuesday. You guys have a great day. See you then. Bye-bye.